Yo guys, what's going on? It is Catman227 here, and I am back with another episode of Let's Play Overwatch. And today we are reviewing Widowmaker. Now, I waited so long to do another one of these is because I was waiting for this event right here, Junkenstein's Revenge. I thought, what better way to record a Halloween-themed spider woman lady thing than on a Halloween map, right? Makes sense. So, I waited for this special occasion right here to do Widowmaker. Now, what does Widowmaker have available? Of course, she has the grappling hook that I just used that helps her get to higher areas, and she also has her trusty sniper rifle, along with a very handy little grenade tool over here, which is the Venom Mine. You launch that over there, then it will trigger, and that will poison them and allow you to see them through walls if they happen to go behind some. Now, I'm not going to go too much into detail on the overall game mode itself. I'm just going to focus on the character. And and these little boss characters right here are mainly what I wanted to play this game mode for, because obviously there's a charge meter for your sniper rifle. So as you can see that, the power meter, and every time you shoot, it has to recharge. Now you can also shoot it, you know, like that, but however long you charge it depends on how much damage. Get the fuck out of here. The more damage it does, the longer you charge it. So obviously you're gonna want to make your headshots count. Now, what does that mean per se? How do you get headshots? Okay, well, I'm playing on the console version, so there's really not too much to tell. I know on PC they have like flicking and flick aiming and all that kind of stuff, but making your shots count is the most important thing in this game. When it comes to PvE or PvP, it really doesn't matter. You need to make your shots count. Actually, I think it's more important in PvE than it is in PvP. Mainly because I like this game mode more. But now, let me go over some strategies and things that will help you play Widowmaker more effectively. First of all, what I would normally do is I would toss a Venom Mine just in random locations or in a group of enemies, or if you're going to lay a trap from somebody. Then what I would do is once they're taking a little bit of damage from the Venom Mine, I would put a few rounds of my machine gun round into them. So like it's more like a combination of grenade, venom. Here we go. There you go. He triggered it. Okay, so now while he's taking damage from that, I'll toss another one. Okay. So there you go. Now he's taking damage from the Venom Mine and my machine gun at the same time. So that damage will stack. However, your machine gun for Widowmaker is not going to do as much damage as you would most likely like it to, but it will do a fair amount. There we go. Alright, so that's that. Now, what I would normally do is I would tell you guys that her ultimate is able, you can see the enemies through the walls. And that's really all it does. It gives you basically a see-through wall hack. Now, this does apply to all of your teams. So basically, if you use your ultimate, everyone on your entire team can now see enemies through the wall, which is very, very useful. However, you really should only use it if you know that the enemies are not all in their spawn. So basically, if you hear team kill, don't use your ultimate. Save it, because you're gonna want to be able to use it whenever you know the entire enemy team is, you know, not in their spawn. Because if you use it while they're in their spawn, then it's a little bit difficult. Now, you're basically losing value every time you use it and they're all in their spawn. So make sure, like, you know, the enemies are like spread out and they're actually out of their spawn and actually trying to do something. But don't hold it for so long, because all it does is this. That's all it doesn't deal any damage to anybody. I personally think it should, but I don't really see how they would work that into it. Like you use your ultimate and you can see them through walls and they all get like venomed for like a couple seconds. You know, that would make more sense. be more useful of an ultimate, but I guess it's to save it from being, you know, too overpowered. Now, you obviously want to be able to aim better. So I've been trying to tell you guys this for a while throughout this video. With the way you would normally, the way that I aim better with, the way that I got better with Widowmaker is I aim and I wait for them to walk into my line of sight, if you can see that. Line up your shots. See, I know like in PC there's like flicking where you like take really quick, like you look at this way and then you flick this way. See, I can't really do it on the console, but people like to flick in one direction like really quickly and get a kill. Or maybe they like to do like they can do something like this, like you see if you shit. If you use your grappling hook, and then you do like that, you can jump right before the grappling hook gets to where you need to be. So, for example, let me retry that. Stick that right there. Okay. Let's gun down a couple of these guys right there. Now, grappling hook, and then you can jump, and then it'll launch you even higher. So you can kind of launch yourself into higher positions that you normally couldn't get into, which makes a little bit more sense. You know, you do it like that. But yeah, you can use your Venom Mine like that to double the damage. So like the Discord Orb, that was a good placement right there because it got that enemy. Now, for just a second, pretend that these enemies right here that I'm fighting are actual players. You can use all of these strategies that you see me doing in this video on actual players. You know, that's a player. Boom. He has a Discord Orb on him while he's taking damage from the Venom Mine. Then you can just headshot him. So like, just wait and then line up the shot. Now, a lot of people make this mistake of doing, oh shit. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking that Widowmaker's machine gun does a high amount of damage, then you can just go in like Soldier. No, you really can't. This is more like a finisher. It's like if a Tracer's harassing you, you know, you could just pump a couple of shots in her like this, but don't expect too much of it. Don't do what I'm doing right now. Okay, don't do what I'm doing. You'd be better off using this, because this does more damage. You see that finished him off. So, that's that. Now, let's see. So yeah, lining up your headshots is a little bit difficult. You kind of want to have the height advantage, because if you have the height advantage, then you can just shoot down on people, and you have a really good spot at their head. You got a really good shot at their head. I've still posted where you just even ground with them. It's a little bit more difficult. As you see, now I'm missing a little bit. But see, whenever you're playing as Widow, you have to keep in mind that you're going to be doing some damage. So if you know that you can finish them off with a body shot, finish them off with a body shot, because you're going to get the kill either way. A lot of people say, oh, they're on like 2 HP, just headshot them one more time. Well, the head is a harder target to hit. If they're already at low health, just either finish them off with the machine gun or just body shot them at 100% charge. Because why bother? You know, it just guarantees the kill. Because then, like, you don't know how many times that I've tried to do that. Like, so many people try to say, okay, they're at really low health, I'm just going to headshot them, and then they miss the headshot, and then the enemy gets away and they're back at full health, when a normal body shot would have instantly killed them. So, there's no real point in actually trying to, just headshot them when they would normally just die from a body shot. You know, it doesn't make much sense. By the way, we did lose, but it was an endless round anyway, so there is no real winning. You're gonna die no matter what. Now, we'll go and play another round, because I want to show you guys more of what Widowmaker is really capable of. I talked about the strategies and everything like that, but Widowmaker is one of those characters that you can't just pick up and play. You have to practice a lot. You have to get used to the way that her crosshairs work. Her scope is very sensitive. You really have to have pinpoint accuracy, and you have to land your headshots a lot. Because headshots on most characters that are like 200 or maybe 300 health heroes are an instant kill. Um, but you have to like prioritize who you kill. Like, would you rather go after a Mei, a Mercy, or a Roadhog? And a lot of people say, oh, you kill all of them. Yeah, well, sometimes that's not really an option. Sometimes you only get, oh shit. Sometimes you only get a couple of shots in before they actually, obviously you got to be good at aiming so that way you can. But who do you shoot at first? The Mercy, the Mei, or the Roadhog? Well, obviously not the Roadhog. I would not shoot at the Roadhog first because the Roadhog can heal himself, and he's got so much health that it just let somebody else deal with him at that stage. Like, if you have an opening for a headshot, headshot him. But if not, don't worry about it. Now, as opposed to Mercy, Mercy's an instant kill. Okay, if you get a fully charged headshot on her, she's an instant kill. Okay, just dead. She's dead. So I would aim for the Mercy first because she has the revive mechanic. But a lot of people would say go for the Mei. So either it all depends on who is. A lot of you have to just prioritize. Like, the Mercy's a harder target to hit than the Mei. I'll go for the Mei. It works either way. You just use your judgment. Just use your judgment. Get the fuck out. Just use your judgment, and you should be okay. If you can just learn how to judge who to shoot first and who to prioritize to kill, then you'll do pretty well. Obviously, you're gonna the aiming and like the aim adjustments and the crosshairs and all that stuff. Like, see, I went with the actual like crosshairs. A lot of people like the circle, but I like the crosshairs better. That's just me, though. But they're all customizable. You can go into your settings and you can customize whatever custom crosshairs you want. I went with red, of course, because it's easier to see. It sticks out from the rest of it, so it's easier to see and it's not distracting. So a lot of people go with green, but I went with red because it goes with the rest of it. See, I went with green, so like the little crosshair in the center would be green. But the only problem why I didn't go with that is because it's too distracting. I can just flow a little bit easier with this type of color. It just works better for me, but it may not work better for you. You just gotta customize your. Just go ahead and try to go into your settings and try to find a color of the crosshair that fits you. Here we go. See, and body shots are not a bad thing. If you suck at headshots and you can't really get consistent headshots, only go for the headshot if you are absolutely sure you can make it. Go into quick play, or just go into quick play, or go into a mode like this while the Halloween update's still here, and practice. Just go for the headshots on bots like this, like the AI, or go into quick play and try on players after you get the hang of doing it on the bots. After you get good at headshotting bots, see, I didn't shoot at that guy because that would have just wasted a charge. I let my thing finish him off. Now, another thing, don't be going and shooting at shields like Reinhardt's shield or Orissa's shield or Winston's barrier. Let other people do that for you. You need to focus more on, as widowmaker, you can shoot it if you want. Like, you can shoot barriers and shields if you want to, but only do it if there's no other option. If there's nothing else to shoot at, then yeah, give it some chip damage. But other than that, try to wait for the full charge, because you want to be able to maximize your, you really want to be able to maximize your damage. So, and not everybody's perfect. You're gonna miss. Even pro widowmakers miss. Okay, she's a very difficult person to learn to use, because in order to be extremely useful, you really need to like practice with your headshots and get good at headshotting, because they maximize your damage and they do a lot. They can really change your game a lot. Now, if all you can land is body shots, like fully charged body shots, that's fine too, because it still does a crap load of damage. So you'll be fine either way. Now, let's talk about versus. Now, let's go with the classic one, Tracer versus Widowmaker. If you're basically screwed. Okay, like, if a Tracer decides to come after you, there's really no counter to her. I would just say plop down. I would just say if the Tracer's coming after you, plop down your Venom Mine and just shoot her with machine gun rounds. And hope to God you kill her. If she already used her... okay, I take that back. A Widowmaker can easily headshot her in one hit, like one hitter with a fully charged headshot. That'll easily kill a Tracer. Even a halfly charged, a fully charged body shot won't kill her. But I know any sort of a headshot will, any charge of a headshot will either do massive amount of damage, or they will, shit. Okay, there we go. Or they will die. So basically, when you're versing a Tracer, try to headshot her, but if you miss, then put down a little Venom Mine and then spray her with some machine gun rounds, and you should be fine. Versus any of the tanks, there's just, if they're up close, there's no, if Widowmaker's fighting anyone up close, she can die really easily. I would just say place down a Venom Mine and just shoot like this. And that's it. And if you can get really good at close range, like point blank headshots, like if they're all up in your face and you just kill them, you see, then if you can just do like that and fully charge headshot them at point blank, then you'll do pretty well. But that's kind of difficult to get the hang of. I mean, you can do it. It's not impossible. It's just difficult to get used to. So, versus Symmetra. Symmetra will normally stay cooped up by her turrets, and following tanks around, because she wants to be able to put down her shield. So just snipe tanks, I would say. Like, if you see a tank or a really high health hero, just try to snipe them from a distance. And if you really get in a jam, and somebody gets really close to you, and you know, you try to do like a little pop shot like that, like aim down sights and do a little pop shot of up close, and you miss, that's what your grappling hook's for. Because Widowmaker she kind of has this, but that's only for a last resort. Only fight close range with your machine gun if you don't have your grappling hook. If you have your grappling hook, just try to grapple away from just enemies that try to harass you up close, because Widowmaker cannot really defend herself very well up close and personal. Only at long range. Maybe mid-range, but never close range. It just doesn't work. So, unless you're like this really fucking pro Widow who can just point blank headshot with a fully charged headshot and instantly kill them. But most of the time, if it's close quarters and someone's trying to harass you up close, just run away. But if you have to fight anyone, this goes for any of the characters, place down your low Venom Mine, spray them with some bullets, or take a gamble and aim down sights with your scope and try to get a fully charged headshot, and I promise you they will die. Problem, it's very difficult to aim, because as you see from this distance, I can see his head, I can see Junkenstein's head. It's just way kind of, it's just really small. I honestly think that they should make it to where, here we go. I honest to God think that they make it to where you can zoom in further. Because right now all it's doing is giving me tunnel vision. Because if you really look at the difference between the two scopes, it's not really that different. There we go. So if you can headshot, see like what I did there. That was a 30% charged headshot, and that managed to finish him off. So you don't have to charge your meter up very high if you can land the headshot. It will basically double your damage either way. So whether you do a fully charged body shot or a fully charged head shot, it doesn't matter. It will still do a lot of damage. It's just you want to be able to double your damage. Versus AI, it's a little bit easier because you can kind of predict their moves. But versus players, you know, they're hopping all over the place. They're going around. They can't. You don't really know what they're gonna do. They're not exactly predictable. So I would say just kind of aim in front of them and just kind of like keep your crosshair still and adjust like this. And if you need to adjust like this, then it's fine. Just be careful while you're doing that. If you're versus players, I would say just wait for them to walk in front of you. Let them kill themselves, essentially. Wait for them to run into your line of fire. You don't chase them. You let them walk into the crosshair. So just wait. If you think you can predict where the enemy's gonna go, you can predict how to headshot them. And her ultimate works really good with that. Because if someone's about to round the corner, hey, fuck you. If someone's about to round the corner, and you see them like round there, you can cut, like right there. See, you can adjust your aim for the second they turn the corner, and then pop a headshot on them. See, I missed that one, but you see what I'm saying. Now, or you can pop a little trap right there, so when he walks out, he will trigger that. See, boom. And he didn't see that. If it was a player, he probably wouldn't have seen that, because he probably would have been rushing out to try to rush the point or rush the objective. So, it would be a little bit more difficult that way. For the enemy, that is. But I would say just use your judgment. If you think that you can kill them, like if someone comes up to you and they're at low health, like the enemy or another player is low health and they try to solo kill you at close range, and you think you can take them on, you know, try it. There's no hurt, there's no harm in trying to take them out. If you think you can handle them, then you go for it. Because that gets you a kill, and you don't have to run away. So, but if you really don't think, if it's like a roadhog or somebody that's like at full health, or it's just someone you think you can't take, run away and save yourself. Because it'll work out for you a lot easier that way. It'll be a lot better and a lot easier that way. Now, as for headshots in general, everyone, I would say go for, if you have options, if you have a Symmetra, a Roadhog, and a Mercy, you know, obviously, Roadhog's got a bigger head. So I would say go for Roadhog, Bastion, things like that. And yes, your machine gun round does do headshot damage, so that'll help you out too. If you just can land down like that, land down a little Venom Mine, and then land some machine gun headshots, that'll maximize your damage too. Oh, and by the way, guys, don't stand too close to your Venom Mine ever. Because if your Venom Mine goes off and you're standing right next to it, it will hurt you. Because basically you're breathing in the toxins that you just threw. So it will hurt you as well. So be very careful of that. If you get revived, and you're in the middle of absolute nowhere, like if you get revived and you're like right there, and you're right here, I would say just come up here. Just always have an escape route. That's another thing. Your grappling hook is a main part of your kit. Use your grappling hook. You need to be able to always have an escape route. Well, I just fucked that up. If you don't have an escape route, you will most likely die. If you're in a combat situation like this, always have a place that you can grapple to and escape. So always have an escape route, which means you have to have a lot of map knowledge and a lot of knowledge about the map that you're playing on. Obviously, there's no places to really grapple in this place besides that little platform up there. So, but if you're on like Eichenwald, or if you're on Hanamura, there's quite a few places that you can grapple to get away. So I would suggest, that all you need to do is grapple away. So if you get revived and you're in the middle of absolute nowhere, in the middle of the battlefield and everybody's shooting at you, always have an escape route in case you need to run away. So, I think that's about it for this video, guys. If you guys have enjoyed and this helped you out a little bit, please leave a like, please comment, please subscribe, and let me know which hero you want to see me do next. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.